guys, it's AlluringSimmer here, back with a new video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a create a sim and also showing you guys how to create a basic thumbnail. So, I got the Vampires game pack, so I decided to create a vampire in The Sims. I only did one outfit because it's just for the purpose of creating this thumbnail. So, yeah, I'm gonna play some music while I create the sim, and I'll leave it in the description down below where you can skip ahead if you just want to watch the part on how to create a thumbnail. So the first step in creating a thumbnail is, well, for me, if a sim is going to be the main focus of the thumbnail, then in create a sim I will choose certain traits and take screenshots of them while they're posing with those traits. You can also get a pose pack if you want to do that, but I just find this easier so they can like pose a certain way to match the mood of the video, if that makes sense. So for this one I decided, well, you'll see later on that I ended up using the screenshot that I used for the Evo trait, but I do try a bunch of different traits to just see how the different poses will look. And a good thing to do is make sure you save your sim to the gallery that you're using for your thumbnail in case you need to go back and change it. So now, what I use to create my thumbnails is pixlr.com. I'll leave a link in the description down below. It's completely free and it's really easy to use once you get used to it. So as you can see, I started off by creating the thumbnail size, which is 1280 by 720 pixels. So yeah, you could see earlier that I just typed that in. So you start off with a blank white screen, and what I normally do is a gradient background. But for this one, first I decided to insert the screenshots that I took. So you're gonna click layer, insert image as layer, and then you're going to go into your electronic arts screenshots folder, and you're going to take whatever screenshots that you took and create a sim and just click on it and it will automatically insert into your thumbnail. So here I was just kind of messing around, and then I realized that I want my sim to look more zoomed in, because in this you can see that she looks kind of small there, and then when you're thinking about like how your thumbnail is going to look on the subscription page, it's going to look even smaller than that. So you want to make sure that whatever you want to be seen in the thumbnail is zoomed in. Hopefully that makes sense. So here's when I was creating a background, because I thought I was going to continue on with this sim, which I do, but I do change, I think I changed the screenshot that I use, and I also changed the size of the image. So here I was showing how small it's going to look when it's like on the subscriptions page. So you can kind of ignore this part because I was just like messing around and I realized I didn't want it. So what I did was I went in to my screenshots folder. I opened up the image and I have a Mac. I don't know how other computers would do it, but if you know how to adjust the size of the image, that's all I did. So I went into, so opened up in preview. I changed, I don't remember what I clicked on the top, but it's adjust size of the image, and I just changed it to like 3000 pixels as the width. Yep. And that just made it so that it was more zoomed in. So hopefully that makes sense. Um, if you don't understand that part, I can like try and explain it to you in the comments down below if you ask in a more detailed way. I can tell you exactly what you need to click, but I just don't know at the moment. So yeah, here what was I gonna say? I imported the sim after I resized it. I erased the background by clicking on the tool that selects certain parts, and then I just press back or the delete button and delete the background. And then here I'm just erasing like the little small pieces that didn't get removed so that it looks more neater. So yeah. And I was trying to paint in to fill in that part, but it just looked kind of weird once you zoomed out, and I realized that after I put the border around her, like you won't even notice that part, so you'll see in a second. So after I'm like done with how I want like the basic thing to look, I'll go into layer styles, and I usually go to the one that creates a border around the sim that you usually see on a lot of sim thumbnails because it just makes the sim stand out more. And then because there's still little pieces of the photo around the edge, I just had to erase it. So all you have to do is click on the eraser tool and erase the edges and they'll be gone. And then I played around with the contrast a little bit, and I was going to make it brighter, but it just looked kind of weird, so I left it how it was. And then, so at this point, I was starting to create the text. So the thing about the text is it's best to go with like a simple font so that it's easier to read, because when you get fonts that are like kind of curly or cursive, depending on the font, it makes it harder to read in the thumbnail. So it's best to just it's best to just use like a basic font. So I use Arial Black, and I usually make it bold. I don't think I did it this time. And see, there you can see the little parts around that didn't get erased because the complete photo isn't cropped, just the section that's going to show in the thumbnail. So yeah, I was just erasing those extra pieces because I wanted to shift her over to the left. And just a tip, I've seen like other simmers talk about this too, but when you post a thumbnail, in the bottom right corner, or like the right side is where all the like the timestamp is gonna go, and if like they watch the video, it's gonna go in the bottom right corner. So you want to avoid putting things there if you can't, like, or avoid even putting like your major things on the right side, because it makes it harder to see in the thumbnail because it will be covered by the sign. So that's why I always put my sim on the left side, and then I put the text on the right side, but in the center, so it's not going to be covered up by the watched or the time stamp sign. So here I was just like changing up the colors. So usually you want to make your colors kind of match either the sim or like just go with the background in a way that makes sense. So for this one, I decided to just do like the yellow. There's like a little bit of yellow in her choker, in the choker part of the dress. And then I left the middle white because the background's kind of dark, so it stands out more. And then I just added a border to both. So I just click outer glow, and then you can see I changed the hardness all the way to the end, and then I changed the color to black, and then I do a drop shadow for the text, and then I also added a drop shadow to the sim, because again, you just want to make sure that everything that you want people to see stands out. And here you can see parts of it was like showing from the top, so I didn't really feel like erasing it, so I just moved my sim up a little bit, which actually shows more of the sim anyway. And then here I was just moving around the text to make sure that it's centered and it wasn't really covering the sim. And at the end, like, this is pretty much the final product. So like after you have this, like, you're pretty much good to go. but I decided to add like a little border around the edge. So you can see I just added a black box, change the brightness all the way up to make it white. You could also just add a white box, that would be easier. I cropped out enough so that there's still a border around the edge, and then I changed the opacity to like I turned the opacity down or up. I don't know how you explain. Basically, it just makes it more see-through, if that makes sense. And then behind the text, I decided to add like a little circle with that. I also did the same thing where I made the brightness. I originally was gonna have it black, but it looked kind of weird in the background, so I changed it to white. Again, with the brightness thing, you just turn the brightness all the way up, and then you change the opacity and put it like down as much as you can. But you can't put it all the way, otherwise you won't be able to see it at all. But you just put it enough that you can like kind of see it, but you kind of don't. So yeah, this was my finished product. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it helps you if you need to make a thumbnail. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below what you thought of this tutorial and what kind of videos you want to see coming up. Thank you!